I think my 27F fiance, 29M, might be cheating on me.
What should I do?
My fiance and I have been together since college.
We were in the same city for the end of college and our master's programs but have been doing long distance for the past year or so, living an hour apart, seeing each other on the weekends. During this time, my fiance became pretty close friends with his sister's best friend.
She is about our age and they are into a lot of the same things. For a while, they were hanging out a lot together, like multiple times a week one-on-one.
This led to us fighting because I thought they were getting too close.
He would also text her several times a day and sometimes the texts were flirty. I went through his phone. He apologized and said he'd stop talking to her.
Well, I'm visiting him this weekend and woke up later than him yesterday.
He was on the phone, later I realized with her. I heard bits of their conversation but basically he told her that he really liked her and was very attracted to her but felt bad about leaving me. He also told her that he wasn't excited to marry me or have kids with me. He also said he wasn't in love with me, which really hurt. I just feel like I've been gut punched and I'm not sure what to say to him. He doesn't know I've heard any of this. I love him very much and always thought he was the one for me, but just want to cry now. Is this a deal breaker?
Can we work through this?
TLDR, fiance talking to another girl. Told her he really likes her and doesn't love me. It's irrelevant if he's cheating on you or not.
Sadly, he has told this woman he's not excited to marry and have kids with you and that he isn't in love with you. This situation is heartbreaking, but in the long run is better because you can leave now and avoid years of wasted time with him, only to face heartbreak later instead of now.
Leave, heal and get in with your life.
This is a deal breaker and not worth working through. Why would you even want to?
It's better to eventually meet someone with mutual feelings. Is this a deal breaker? It's scary to give up a long-term relationship and I think that is clouding your thoughts. Of course this is a deal breaker. Why would you even want to stay in a relationship with someone who said those things about you to anyone, much less his other girlfriend? You need to calmly tell him you overheard his conversation and that you two need to talk. He will probably be relieved.
You two can have an honest discussion and hopefully part in a better way than if you continue denying what the truth is.
Deal breaker.
Don't tell him.
He deserves no respect or closure.
He has been monkey branching you.
I would make up an emergency why you have to leave early.
Then just ghost him.
Let him wonder what he did wrong and why he was not enough for you.
This relationship is clearly over. Do not waste another minute of energy on this.
He was clearly not the one. He has been emotionally cheating, if not physically, for a while now and lying to you about keeping in contact. So, he is a liar, a cheater and a manipulator. Why would you even tolerate this person in your life? Or if you are petty like me, go home early and text him. Sorry, I can't do this anymore.
I met someone else. Then block him.
I heard bits of their conversation but basically he told her that he really liked her and was very attracted to her but felt bad about leaving me. He also told her that he wasn't excited to marry me or have kids with me. He also said he wasn't in love with me, which really hurt.
What else do you need to know? If I were in your place I would put him, and myself, out the misery and tell him that he doesn't need to feel bad about leaving you because you are leaving him so he's free to pursue his sister's friend. Give yourself the opportunity of being loved as you deserve by leaving this man and waiting for the right one to come.
Don't let your boyfriend get in the way of finding your husband.
Do you own anything with him?
If not, post the ring back to him, change the locks and block him. Do you really want to be with someone who talks about you like that? If there is no legal relationship between you two, then you are a placeholder until he tires and moves on, so you should expect and be prepared to also move on too.
Husband 42M doesn't find me 40F attractive, mom of his 3 kids. What would you do?
I just turned 40F and I had 3 children with my husband, 42M, within a 5-year span. I was 38F when I delivered my last child.
During this time I breastfed all of my kids and co-slept with the last 2. After I weaned my first, I was able to drop all the weight I had gained, which was not that much at the time. After my second, I was on Zoloft at that point and I had gained a substantial amount while breastfeeding.
I also nursed my second child much longer than the first. I tried to lose weight, but it wouldn't budge past 10 pounds of loss. I was at the heaviest I've ever been when I weaned my second and got pregnant unexpected with our third. Well, of course I gained even more weight during that pregnancy and my body shape changed dramatically.
Now I'm about 10 pounds over my heaviest pregnant weight.
So I look a lot different than when we first met, which of course was my fittest. I was a freaking hottie and now I feel like a troll because of the things my husband has done and said. Some backstory. We have never had a lot of sex or even really great sex. It's been pretty good the entire time I've known him, 10 years. We definitely had it more often before kids.
Then I went through some tough postpartum things and needed to get on Zoloft after our first turned one.
Well, that obviously zapped my libido and has kept the weight on me. So I'd bring this up obviously and it was an issue for him. He had an affair that I found out about after our second was around 2 months old. I was really hurt by this and felt betrayed for many years after. I've recently let it go and forgave him. There was a time I was trying to initiate things more, but the foreplay wasn't there and I was frustrated. At one point, I asked him to give me oral and he attempted but stopped and said I smelled. I was so hurt and devastated.
How could he say that to me? I mean, like, make something up, right?
My jaw hurts, tooth, etc. It's been over 7 years since he's given me oral. He gets a BJ every time we have sex and sometimes even if we don't. Fast forward to after having our third, in the car, feeling insecure. Voicing these things to my husband while we're alone. Telling my husband it would be appreciated if he could say some nice things about my body. He refused.
Kept saying things like, once you stop nursing, you'll lose the weight. Something he says often and it's not true.
It was true one time. And now it's like he clings to this narrative he's made up.
My whole family is bigger. Granted, I tend to have slightly different genetics from some people in my family, but like I'm never going to be 100 pounds again.
I kept asking him what if I never lose the weight?
What if I look like this forever? He kept going back to, you'll start to work out again, crap.
And I kept coming back with what if I don't? Like you honestly cannot say anything is sexy about my current body? The one that has grown, delivered, and nourished all 3 of your children?
It was mind-blowing. And obviously extremely hurtful.
If you're still with me, thank you. I'm now off Zoloft and have stopped nursing our last baby. I realized that yes, I've been in a fog for the last 6 years. I'm getting back to feeling like me again and now I have this libido that I don't know what to do with. I've tried coming onto my husband recently and have been rejected. I've told him I got a Brazilian wax. Nothing. But this brings me to my other issue. I think my husband and I suck at sex with each other.
Like we don't click in the right ways.
I like things that make him uncomfortable. I have no idea what he really likes because he doesn't tell me. He doesn't like to talk about sexy things. Like he would never and has never sexted with me or sent a nude or asked for one.
Sex with him is boring and predictable, which yes I realize after marriage and kids it can be and is normal.
But damn, no foreplay.
Nothing to get me excited. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
We are in marriage counseling and have been for a long time. I do plan on bringing this up with him, but we have so many other issues to address first. Like I don't even want to be around him that much right now, so thinking about initiating sex with him is a no-go. I'm too resentful of other stuff that I am not attracted to him in that way. I still find him very physically attractive, but his general attitude about things turns me off. Starting to ramble, looking for advice or solidarity.
Anyone else go through this?
Is it normal for husbands to not be able to find the mother of their children attractive? BTW, I'm not a troll. I know I'm not in the best shape, but I know others find me attractive and I think I'm sexy too. So, WTF? Lol, help a lady out. Thank you. Your husband is probably cheating on you again.
He sounds like a selfish ass and your biggest mistake was letting it go after the first time he had an affair.
You do not reconcile from betrayal by letting it go. You're just sweeping all of those problems under the rug. I strongly suggest you get into IC immediately.
Your sense of self-worth is beneath the floorboards at this point. Do it for yourself and your children because you are showing them what love looks like by staying in a marriage where your husband treats you like crap.
Girl, practice self-love and start focusing on you again.
This is actually very, very hard people who are over-indexed on generosity.
I suck at this because I'm too giving, but like everything it takes practice.
Block your ME time, 2-4 hours. And do whatever you want with it. Read, walk, workout, etc.
I would say practice id-gaff attitude a bit so you can stop stressing about everything else and focus on you. Yes, it feels selfish, but only you can love you. Your husband doesn't seem interested. Your kids will grow up and move on. You'll be left old and unhealthy.
Start working on this in your 40s and have your glow up.
You can do this. Your husband doesn't want to be with you.
This is why it feels like you're trying to fix your marriage and he's not putting in any effort.
This is why he says mean and hurtful things to you. This is why he refuses to compliment you.
This is why he refuses to discuss things he would like to do in bed with you. This is why you've been in marriage counseling and have not seen any improvement.
He might be cheating again. But does your husband even care to save your marriage? For me, it sounds like he doesn't even care to do anything for you. No one is addressing the smell issue. It's remarkable that he was able to bring it up. I never understood it until I had 2 partners with the issue.
It can really be important, and apparently some people are nose blind to it, for whatever reasons.
Talk to your gyno and take their advice.
Take a shower with him before sex, and wash with warm water.
As for the weight, you are not doomed to your current body. You have 3 kids together.
Make lifestyle changes to enjoy something active together. Walks, hikes, biking, sports, so that you can enjoy good health together for the future. Tell him during a discussion, with full honesty and sadness and with a sincere and, being nice, delivery that he's bad at sex. No foreplay, no oral, boring, repetitive, lack of passion.
And see if that gives him the short, sharp shock to pay attention to his deficits instead of focusing on yours during the sex discussion.
How should I 29F feel after going through my boyfriend 36M iPad?
I, 28F, felt something was just off, so I decided to go through my BF, 36M, iPad. When doing so, I found messages between him and another girl he games with time to time stating that how he was so unhappy with me and so excited I was on vacation with my best friend IEND at the time. The messages were back from March.
Once I confronted him about it and let him know I was done. He begged me to stay and swears he didn't mean it and he wants a future with me. But I feel like I've now emotionally checked out of the relationship. Any advice on how I should proceed? We have been together for 2.5 years and I've yet to meet his family and he hates hanging out with mine or even being around for a short time. You've not met his family in 2.5 years and he's a 36-yo man? He's not serious about you.
Move on. 2.5 years living together and you haven't met his parents? Move on if you want something serious. 5 years together and not seen his parents is mad. He's hiding something.
Just leave him and choose for yourself, girl.
Leave and don't look back.
If someone's unhappy with me and they go around telling everyone but me, I'm not going to be able to trust them moving forwards.
And the family thing is another issue, just leave him and move on, I think. Red flag, not meeting a significant other close family after 1 year. I understand there can be some limitations here, like someone is on an overseas work assignment or if he is late 30s or older, their parents could both have died and they were an only child. Even then, you might still meet close friends of theirs.
You're emotionally checked out because you just realized he sucks.
2 years and haven't met his family.
Telling other women he's unhappy with you. Just leave and find someone who won't complain about you and will let you meet their family.
Removed by Reddit. Removed by Reddit on account of violating the content policy. Help, content policy.
DNA test the 4 of them. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
If you stay with a cheater, you'll be with a cheater.
Bruh, this marriage is over.
You will never get over this because she's not being completely honest with you. I hate to say this, but now you're married with children. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. You should have dropped her a long time ago. Yeah bro, you're in a tight spot at the moment.
I'm surprised you didn't have any friends to guide you.
Or did you and you ignored their warnings? Your mistake was forgiving her initially.
Bro just divorced already. Damn, she's already parading him around her friends. So to sum up, she cheated, thought you'll never find out to what extent, and she's telling her friends about him.
You're not going to get over this, my guy man, shrugging medium skin tone.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.